What if I told you that your presence here, watching this video right now, isn't a coincidence? What if every challenge you've been facing, every door that's been closed, every moment of confusion and uncertainty has been orchestrating something magnificent behind the scenes? There's something happening in your life that you haven't been able to name yet. A shift. A calling. A cosmic realignment that's been building momentum, and today you're going to understand exactly what it means. Your soul called you here because you're on the verge of receiving something that will change everything. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to watch for, how to recognize it, and most importantly, how to receive it with open arms. Because if you're seeing this message, a massive blessing is already making its way toward you. If you're feeling that familiar tingle of recognition, that sense that this message was meant for you right now, take a moment to subscribe to this channel. The universe has a way of using synchronicity to guide us toward exactly what we need to hear. Consider this your first act of saying yes to what's coming. Have you noticed that life has been feeling different lately? Not necessarily bad, but different. Like you're living between two worlds, the one you've known and another one that's calling your name but hasn't fully revealed itself yet. This sensation you've been experiencing isn't confusion. It's not uncertainty, though it might feel like it. What you're experiencing is the opening of what I call a spiritual portal, a window of opportunity where the universe is preparing to shower you with blessings that align with your highest good. Think about the past few weeks or months. Have you been asking deeper questions? Finding yourself drawn to content like this? Feeling restless in situations that used to satisfy you? These aren't signs that something is wrong. These are signs that something incredibly right is about to unfold. The universe doesn't send blessings randomly. Every gift, every opportunity, every magical synchronicity is preceded by a preparation phase. And that's exactly where you are right now, in the sacred space between what was and what's about to be. When a massive blessing is on its way, your energy field begins to shift first. Your intuition becomes sharper. You start noticing patterns and connections that others might miss. Certain numbers seem to follow you everywhere. Songs on the radio speak directly to your situation. Conversations with strangers feel like messages from the universe itself. And here's what's beautiful about this moment: you don't have to force anything. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to trust that your presence here, your willingness to listen to this message, is already an act of alignment with what's coming. The truth is, blessings don't come to those who are perfect. They come to those who are ready to receive them. And your readiness isn't measured by your achievements or your spiritual practice or how much you meditate. Your readiness is measured by your willingness to say yes to transformation, even when you can't see the full picture yet. But there's something even more profound happening that I need you to understand. The blessing that's coming toward you has been leaving breadcrumbs along your path. Subtle signs that most people dismiss as coincidence, but you've been paying attention, haven't you? Maybe you've been waking up at the same time every night, like 3:33 or 4:44, feeling strangely peaceful instead of annoyed. Maybe you've been seeing the same sequence of numbers on license plates, receipts, clocks. Maybe certain people have been showing up in your life or disappearing from it in ways that feel orchestrated by something bigger than chance. These aren't random occurrences. They're the universe's way of saying, get ready. Something beautiful is coming. I want you to think back to a time when something wonderful happened in your life unexpectedly. A job opportunity that came out of nowhere. A relationship that bloomed when you least expected it. A moment of healing that surprised even you. Do you remember the weeks leading up to that blessing? The strange coincidences? The feeling that something was different in the air? That same energy is present in your life right now. But this time, you're aware of it. This time, you're conscious of the process. And that awareness is going to make all the difference in how you receive what's coming. The blessing approaching you isn't just about external circumstances changing. It's about you stepping into a version of yourself that you've always known was possible but maybe didn't dare to fully embrace. It's about your gifts being recognized, your value being acknowledged, your path becoming clear. Here's what I know about you: even though we've never met, you've been preparing for this moment longer than you realize. Every challenge you've overcome, every time you chose faith over fear, every moment you trusted your intuition even when others questioned it, all of it has been strengthening your capacity to receive and hold this blessing that's coming. The universe is incredibly intelligent. It doesn't send us anything we're not ready for. And the fact that you're here, resonating with these words, tells me that you're more ready than you might think. If something I just shared resonated with a truth you've been feeling but couldn't quite articulate, would you do me a favor and hit that like button? It's more than just a click, it's your way of saying yes to this energy, of acknowledging that you're ready for more messages like this to find their way to you. The universe responds to our yes in the most beautiful ways. Now, let me tell you about the most important part of receiving this blessing. Here's where most people miss the magic. They think receiving a blessing is passive. They think it just happens to them while they wait. But receiving is actually an art form, and there's something specific you need to understand about how to be in the right frequency for what's coming. The blessing that's making its way toward you requires you to practice what I call sacred surrender. Not the kind of surrender where you give up or become passive, but the kind where you become incredibly active in trusting the process. Think of it this way. Imagine you're expecting an important package to be delivered. You don't just sit in a corner and hope it shows up. You make sure your address is clear, you watch for the delivery truck, you clear space in your home for what's arriving. You participate in the receiving. Your spiritual address, your energy, your mindset, your daily practices, needs to be clear right now. And I'm not talking about perfection. I'm talking about clarity of intention and openness to possibility. What does this look like practically? It means paying attention to the whispers of your intuition without dismissing them as just your imagination. It means saying yes to invitations that feel aligned, even if you can't see where they'll lead. It means clearing physical and emotional space in your life for something new to enter. Maybe you've been feeling called to clean out your closet, to end a conversation that's been dragging on for months, to finally take that class or make that call you've been putting off. These aren't random impulses. They're your soul preparing room for the blessing that's coming. And here's something beautiful: the blessing that's approaching you is perfectly suited to who you are and where you are in your journey. It's not a generic gift. It's specifically calibrated to your needs, your growth, your purpose. The universe has been paying attention to your prayers, both the ones you've spoken out loud and the ones that live quietly in your heart. I know it can be scary to hope for something beautiful when you've been disappointed before. I know it can feel vulnerable to trust that good things are possible for you when life has taught you to expect struggle. But what if this time is different? What if your willingness to remain open despite past disappointments is exactly what qualifies you for this blessing? And when this blessing begins to reveal itself, and you'll know when it happens because everything will suddenly start clicking into place, there will be a moment when you have to choose. A moment when you have to say yes to something that might feel too good to be true, too aligned with what you've always wanted. This is the moment I call the divine yes, when the universe extends its hand and asks if you're ready to step into the life you've been preparing for. Some people miss this moment because they're looking for guarantees. They want to know exactly how it will all work out before they take the first step. But blessings don't come with instruction manuals. They come with invitations to trust. The blessing coming toward you might arrive disguised as an opportunity that requires you to stretch beyond your comfort zone. It might look like a person entering your life who sees your potential more clearly than you do. It might manifest as a door opening that you never even knew existed. But here's what I want you to remember when that moment comes: your worthiness isn't up for debate. You don't have to earn this blessing through perfection or prove that you deserve it through suffering. You deserve it simply because you exist, because you're part of this magnificent universe, because your heart has remained open to possibility even when circumstances suggested you should close it. The universe has been waiting for you to be ready, not because you weren't good enough before, but because the timing needed to be perfect. Every delay, every detour, every moment when it seemed like things weren't working out, it was all part of orchestrating this exact moment when everything would align. And here's something I know about the blessing that's coming: it's connected to your purpose. Not necessarily your career, though it might be, but your reason for being here. Your unique contribution to the world. The gift that only you can give. As we continue together, I want to share with you the most powerful tool you have for magnetizing this blessing into your reality: gratitude for what hasn't happened yet. I know that sounds contradictory, but stay with me. When you can feel genuinely thankful for the blessing that's on its way, even before it arrives, you align yourself with the frequency of already having it. You move from hoping it will come to knowing it's already yours. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is perfect. This is about recognizing that the energy of your blessing is already present in your life, even if the physical manifestation hasn't appeared yet. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to say thank you. Thank you for the guidance that led you to this message. Thank you for the strength that's carried you through every challenge that brought you to this point. Thank you for the blessing that's making its way toward you right now, orchestrated by a universe that knows your heart better than you know it yourself. And tomorrow, when you wake up, pay attention. Pay attention to the first thought that crosses your mind, the first person who reaches out to you, the first opportunity that presents itself. Because your blessing might be wearing work clothes, arriving as something that looks ordinary but carries extraordinary potential. I have a question for you, and I really want you to think about this before you answer. What would you do if you knew, with absolute certainty, that everything you've been hoping for was guaranteed to work out in your favor? How would you live differently? What would you dare to dream? Share your answer in the comments below. Your response might be exactly what someone else needs to read today to remember their own worthiness of miracles. Sometimes we're messengers for each other without even realizing it. There's something else I need you to understand about this blessing that's approaching. It's not just coming to improve your life, it's coming to awaken something within you that's been dormant, waiting for the right moment to emerge. Think about a seed buried in the earth. All the conditions have to be perfect for it to sprout. The soil, the moisture, the temperature, the light. Your blessing is like the perfect combination of all these elements coming together to allow something magnificent within you to finally break through the surface. You've been in your own underground season, haven't you? Feeling like you're in the dark, wondering if anything you've planted in terms of hopes and dreams will ever see the light. But underground is where all the most important work happens. Underground is where roots grow deep and strong. Underground is where the foundation is built for everything beautiful that's about to emerge. The blessing that's coming isn't just an external gift. It's the universe's way of reflecting back to you who you've become through all the seasons of growth, challenge, and transformation. It's your spiritual graduation, your cosmic promotion, your divine recognition ceremony. And just like any celebration worth having, it's been carefully planned and timed to perfection. Every person who has ever hurt you, every door that closed in your face, every dream that seemed to die, every moment you felt forgotten or overlooked by life itself, has been part of the curriculum preparing you for what's about to unfold. Not because you needed to suffer, but because you needed to discover the unshakable strength and unwavering faith that lives within you. The blessing coming your way requires someone who knows their own worth, not because life has been easy, but because they've learned to see themselves through the eyes of divine love even when human circumstances suggested they weren't valued. You've been developing spiritual muscles you didn't even know you had. The muscle of persistence when everything seemed hopeless. The muscle of faith when logic suggested giving up. The muscle of self-love when the world reflected back criticism and doubt. These muscles are exactly what you'll need to receive, hold, and steward the blessing that's already been assigned to your life. And here's something beautiful about divine timing: it's never early, it's never late, it's always precisely perfect. The blessing coming toward you couldn't have arrived a moment sooner because you wouldn't have been ready to receive it fully. You wouldn't have had the wisdom to appreciate it, the strength to handle it, or the spiritual maturity to use it in alignment with your highest purpose. But now, everything has changed. You're not the same person you were a year ago, or even 6 months ago. You've been refined by experience, deepened by challenge, and expanded by every moment you chose love over fear. You're ready now in a way you've never been ready before. The universe has been watching you, not with judgment, but with the proud anticipation of a parent watching their child learn to walk. Every stumble has been met with cosmic encouragement. Every victory has been celebrated in dimensions you can't even imagine. And now, it's time for you to see what you've accomplished through the eyes of infinite love. Your blessing is multifaceted, like a diamond that reflects light in countless directions. It will impact your relationships, your work, your health, your creativity, your sense of purpose, and most importantly, your relationship with yourself. It will arrive in layers, unfolding over time like a flower opening to the sun. Some aspects you'll recognize immediately. Others will reveal themselves as you grow into your new reality. What I want you to remember is this: you don't have to chase this blessing. You don't have to manipulate circumstances to make it happen faster. You don't have to perform or prove anything to anyone, including the universe. This blessing has already been released in your direction by cosmic forces that love you beyond measure. Your only job is to stay open, stay grateful, and trust the process completely. The frequency you're vibrating at right now, just by listening to these words and feeling their truth in your heart, is the exact frequency your blessing has been programmed to recognize. Like a radio signal finding its matching receiver, your blessing knows exactly where you are and how to reach you. It's navigating through the cosmic currents of perfect timing, divine orchestration, and infinite possibility to arrive at your doorstep at exactly the right moment. And when it arrives, you'll laugh at how worried you were about the details. You'll marvel at how perfectly everything worked out, how every piece of the puzzle fell into place with such precision that you'll know without a doubt that you're living in a universe that is not only aware of your existence but actively participating in your joy. As I prepare to leave you with this message, I want you to carry something with you, the knowing that your life is unfolding exactly as it should. Every twist, every turn, every moment of uncertainty has been guiding you toward this blessing that's already in motion. You don't have to figure out every detail. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to remain open, remain grateful, and trust that the universe is conspiring in your favor in ways you can't even imagine yet. The massive blessing that's on its way to you isn't just about changing your circumstances. It's about revealing who you've always been beneath the doubt, beneath the fear, beneath the voice that told you to play small. It's about stepping into the fullness of your purpose and allowing your light to shine in the exact way the world needs it right now. So as you go about your day, as you move through your week, remember that you are not waiting for your life to begin. Your life is happening now. The blessing is in motion now. Your purpose is unfolding now. And every time you choose trust over fear, gratitude over complaint, openness over protection, you're actively participating in the miracle that's already in progress. The universe is so proud of you. For your courage. For your persistence. For your willingness to keep believing in beautiful possibilities even when the evidence suggested otherwise. Your blessing knows where you live. It knows your heart. It knows your dreams. And it's making its way to you with perfect timing, perfect wisdom, and perfect love. The universe hasn't forgotten about you. In fact, it's been preparing something magnificent with your name on it. And it's already on its way.